You were not born by accident. You did not simply arrive. You were sent. And until you begin to live like a man on a mission, the weight in your chest will only grow heavier. Not because you're broken, but because you've been delaying what heaven already commanded. Let me speak directly. If you feel restless, frustrated, or uncertain, it's not a sign to quit. It's your spirit protesting the life of a man who forgot he was sent with fire. You are not confused. You're just misaligned. You're acting like a civilian when you were drafted as a warrior. This is not poetry. This is a spiritual deployment. And until you stop treating your calling like an option, you will feel like a man drowning in shallow water. Stop waiting for clarity. Start moving with conviction. Because clarity is not a prerequisite, it's a reward for the obedient. From this moment forward, you must walk like your steps are seen from above. You must speak like your words are forging futures. You must decide like hesitation is treason. Because it is. You don't need motivation, you need mission. And mission doesn't knock politely. It screams. It burns. It stalks you in the silence and pulls you awake before the sun. It says, "You were chosen. Now act like it." You see, the enemy of purpose is not failure. It's drift. It's comfort disguised as wisdom. It's the applause of small thinkers echoing in your ears while your destiny gathers dust. You were not called to live in a holding pattern. You were not made to wait for a green light from men who don't carry your burden. You were called to rise before the noise, speak before the crowd, move before the approval. And the moment you start doing that, the world shifts. Not because it was ready, but because you were. You've been told to be humble, but humility is not shrinking. It's standing tall under the weight of divine instruction. It's walking into battle with trembling knees but a steady spine. If your heart still beats, then your orders still stand. Heaven didn't change its mind. You just stopped listening. The question is no longer, am I ready? The real question is, have I finally decided to obey? And when you do, your tone changes. Your posture sharpens. Your presence carries fire. You stop moving like a man chasing purpose. You move like a man fulfilling it. So rise now. Not gently, not politely. Rise like a storm sent to clear the air. Rise like a general who no longer asks if he belongs. You were not placed here to explore your potential. You were deployed to enforce it. This is your wake-up call, and it's not soft. Because you were not sent for soft things. You were sent to disrupt the normal, to destroy the mediocre, to set fire to delay and watch the smoke signal your return to purpose. From this breath forward, everything changes. You were not sent here to live like everyone else. You were sent to disrupt, to destroy mediocrity, to awaken a dormant fire that's been smothered by comfort, doubt, and excuses. Do you feel it? That quiet rage in your gut? That divine whisper that says, you're made for more? Then stop negotiating with weakness. Stop reasoning with your limitations as if they deserve a seat at your table. Every morning you wake up is a divine signal. You're still in the fight. Heaven hasn't revoked your assignment. And if you're still breathing, you're still called. So act like it. Walk like the ground is sacred because your mission sanctifies it. Speak like your voice was designed to shift atmospheres, not to entertain small minds or pacify egos. You weren't given a gift just to bury it beneath routine. You weren't given insight just to scroll your life away. You weren't given breath to stay silent while injustice, apathy, and despair run free. Wake up. This isn't a dress rehearsal. You don't get to restart the scene. The lights are on. The world is watching, and every move you make writes your legacy in real time. So stop asking for permission to be powerful. Stop apologizing for your intensity. If your presence makes others uncomfortable, good. It means you're finally showing up as who you were meant to be, not some watered-down version molded by fear and rejection. You weren't made to blend in. You were born to be unmistakable. And when you operate like you're on a mission from God, everything changes. The way you speak, the way you work, the way you fight for your vision. Your obstacles shrink, your excuses evaporate, your time becomes sacred, and your focus becomes ruthless. People will misunderstand you. Let them. Comfort will tempt you. Reject it. Fear will scream. Walk through it anyway. Because every great movement started with someone who dared to move differently. You're not here to make sense to the crowd. You're here to obey the call that only you can hear. So tune out the noise, shut down the doubt, stand tall in the chaos, and declare with your actions, I will not bow, I will not break, I will not waste the mission I've been given. Let the world adjust to your fire. Because when you walk like you're on a mission from God, your very footsteps shake the earth. You don't need validation when you're walking in divine conviction. People will call you intense, arrogant, obsessed, but what they really mean is you're awake. You're living with eyes wide open while they're still sleepwalking through life. And that's the point. Your light will expose their shadows. Your purpose will provoke their passivity. But you weren't called to comfort their insecurities. You were called to confront your own destiny. So move like every second matters. Speak like eternity is listening. Build like heaven is watching, because it is. And one day, when your time here ends, you'll return to the source and answer one question. Did you carry the fire you were entrusted with? Let your answer be undeniable. You must remember something powerful. Those who drift through life do so because they never assumed the weight of responsibility that comes with a mission. A mission doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't seek approval. It declares itself. You must do the same. When you walk into a room, walk in like you were sent there by a higher purpose, not with arrogance, but with certainty, with quiet authority, with conviction written in your posture and clarity in your eyes. Every step is intentional, every word is chosen. People don't follow noise, they follow presence. Start observing the world through the lens of purpose. When a setback comes, it's not a defeat, it's a redirection. When someone betrays you, it's not the end, it's a revelation. Everything is fuel. Everything that touches your life either refines you or reminds you. But nothing, absolutely nothing, is wasted when you're on a mission. You don't get time back. Every hour spent doubting, hesitating, or procrastinating is a brick taken from the foundation you're building. So build with urgency. Work like your future is watching, because it is. Speak like your words have weight, because they do. And live like someone's life depends on it, because it just might. You are not here to entertain. You are not here to impress. You are here to impact. There is a massive difference. Impressing others is temporary. Impacting others transforms lives. The person who impacts doesn't need validation. They operate from vision. They don't ask, what will they think of me? They ask, what will this do for them? Your mission will not always make sense to others. It's not supposed to. It wasn't given to them, it was given to you. Protect it, guard it, fight for it, and above all, honor it by the way you live. Don't just talk about it. Don't just write it on a board or speak it in a journal. Live it. The world is full of voices trying to distract, delay, and derail you. Some of them are external, but the most dangerous ones are internal. The whisper of doubt, the echo of fear, the subtle comfort of staying small. Kill those voices with action. Starve them with discipline. Drown them out with the clarity of your purpose. Nothing attracts strength like clarity. When you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, energy shows up, people show up, resources align. But none of that happens until you decide, deep in your bones, that you are not going back to the life of excuses. You're not going back to comfort. You're not going back to normal. Normal never called you to rise. Normal never demanded excellence. Normal never changed the world. Missions are never born in the safe zone. They emerge in the fire when you say yes to the cost, to the pain, to the pressure. That's where purpose is formed. That's where leaders are forged. And when you walk this path long enough, something strange happens. You become unshakable. The noise gets quieter. The distractions lose power. And you begin to feel something you've never felt before. Alignment. A perfect harmony between who you are, what you do, and why it matters. That feeling is rare, it's sacred, and once you taste it, you'll never want to live any other way again. So walk forward, walk fierce, walk free. You're not lost. You're assigned, and the world needs you to fulfill what only you can bring to it. There comes a moment in every life when silence becomes dangerous, when your reluctance to act, to speak, to move becomes the very thing chaining your future. That moment right there is where the ordinary drift aimlessly and the extraordinary choose the mission. You must choose. The mission is not waiting, it's unfolding whether you rise or not. So what do you do when you're staring down that invisible line between your comfort and your calling? You lean forward, not with arrogance, but with certainty. Not because you feel ready, but because you can no longer pretend you're not meant for more. Pretending is the enemy. It disguises itself as humility, but breeds stagnation. You are not here to shrink into roles that make others comfortable. You're here to burn through illusion and leave behind a trail of truth. That's the mission. Some will misunderstand you. Let them. That's not your burden to carry. They don't see what you've seen. They haven't felt the fire that's been chasing your ribs for years. You're not obligated to dim so they can rest easy in the dark. You are obligated only to the light that's been planted inside you. If you betray that, you betray everything. This is the paradox. The path won't wait, but it won't rush either. It opens only to the steps of the bold. Not the perfect, not the privileged, the bold. Those who dare to move while still afraid. Those who stop seeking permission and start seeking progress. So, ask yourself, are you still asking for signs when the discomfort is already screaming? Are you still delaying when the days are slipping? There will never be a perfect cue, no cosmic invitation to begin. The mission starts when you say it does, and no one can revoke that power from you unless you surrender it. You were not born to merely consume life. You were made to create it, shape it, disturb it if necessary. Your hands are not empty. They're overflowing with potential, waiting for decision. And decision, my friend, is the hinge of destiny. Step forward without the map. Let your action be the compass. Let your discipline be the road. Let your courage be louder than your excuses. And when you feel small, insignificant, or lost, remember, no mission begins with confidence. It begins with conviction. And if you ever forget, remember this: the world is not waiting for your comfort, it's waiting for your fire. Start the fire. Every movement forward demands a shedding of fear. Fear of what others will think, fear of failing, fear of being seen too clearly. But once you step past the invisible gate fear guards, you begin to realize it was never real power. It was only smoke. Your mission, your calling, holds more weight than any shadow of doubt ever could. When you live as if you've been sent here to shift something in this world, you stop negotiating with excuses. You stop waiting for perfect timing. You begin acting, moving, creating because you know time isn't promised, but your potential is. It's waiting to be claimed every single morning. So keep showing up with that fire in your chest. Speak as if your voice carries truth. Move as if your actions are watched by those who will come after you. Lead as if you were born to. Because the moment you fully commit to the mission, everything begins to bend in your favor. Not immediately, not without resistance, but inevitably. You were not designed to wander aimlessly through life. Deep within you, a compass was planted on that doesn't point north, but points toward purpose. That's why you feel that constant pull, that quiet dissatisfaction when you're not aligned. It's not anxiety. It's your calling whispering, you were meant for more. Too many people wait for permission to start living with intensity. They wait for applause before they dare to step on stage. But the mission doesn't wait. Life doesn't pause for your hesitation. While you stall, time moves, and every minute becomes a missed opportunity to become who you were meant to be. Act as if you've been assigned a sacred duty. Walk as if the ground beneath your feet was chosen specifically for your steps. Because when you treat your life like a mission from above, your decisions sharpen, your clarity returns, and distractions lose their grip on you. No one needs to understand it. Not your friends, not your family, not even the version of yourself from yesterday. Your clarity is yours. Your mission is yours. And those who refuse to live on purpose will always misunderstand those who do. And still you rise. Because something within you is more faithful than fear, something deeper than logic, a knowing that if you keep moving with conviction, doors will open that weren't even visible before. So let them doubt. Let them question your pace, your silence, your fire. While they wait for the world to give them meaning, you're out there building it with your bare hands. Every step you take toward your mission, no matter how small, is a declaration that you refuse to live life by default. Start now. Start clumsy. Start with doubt still clinging to your back. But for heaven's sake, start. The most dangerous thing you can do is wait for the feeling to be perfect, because it never will be. The storm inside you is the sign that you're alive, that you're ready. This world doesn't need more spectators. It needs those brave enough to act, even when no one claps. It needs people like you, who don't just dream but do. People who risk being misunderstood to stay faithful to what they know in their bones. This is your reminder. You don't need a sign. You don't need a map. You are the sign. You are the storm. You are the vessel through which something divine is trying to move. So get out of your own way. Be relentless. Be sacred. Be unreasonable. Because people on a mission don't ask for permission. They act, and in acting, they awaken something eternal. This is your call. This is your permission. Go. And if no one notices, go anyway. If the road is dark, light your own torch. If your voice trembles, speak anyway. This isn't about being fearless. It's about being faithful to the fire inside of you. That sacred restlessness, that's your divine assignment speaking louder than your excuses. Every sacrifice you make, every night you stay up wondering if it's worth it, it is. Because every mission comes with weight, but it also comes with wings. The burden you carry today is shaping the strength you'll need tomorrow. Don't run from it, embrace it. You don't have time to be casual with your calling. The clock is ticking and eternity is watching. So live like your life is proof that purpose is real. Act like you were sent here to shift the atmosphere. Because you were. This is the final reminder. You are not ordinary. You never were. So don't die with your mission unfulfilled. Rise, move, build, blaze. You've come this far, not by accident, not by luck, but by divine appointment. Your scars, they were sacred training. Your delays, they weren't denials, they were refining fires. Your loneliness, it wasn't punishment, it was preparation for power. And now you're standing at the edge of your next becoming. This is not the time to hesitate, not the time to shrink. This is your confirmation. Your next breath could ignite the spark that changes everything. You are not here to be a shadow of your potential. You are here to shine with such clarity that even your doubts must bow. You are here to remind the world that greatness is not reserved for the few. It's awakened in those bold enough to answer the call. So answer it, not with hesitation, but with holy defiance. Step where there's no path and let your faith carve the way. Speak when silence is expected and let truth ring louder than fear. Walk when your legs shake. Run when your spirit says go. The mission is not over, the fire hasn't dimmed, and your best chapter is not behind you. It's being written now in real time with every breath you take. Every hero of history faced a moment like this, a moment where the world tried to whisper, "You're not ready," and every hero had to roar back, "Watch me." That roar is in you. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone will clap when you rise. But remember, your mission isn't to be liked. It's to be legendary. It's to walk through walls that others said were solid. To rewrite the rules. To redefine what's possible for someone like you. And don't wait for the world to validate your vision. You were already approved by the unseen forces that placed this fire inside of you. So carry it like a torch through the darkness and be the light for those still lost. You won't need perfect conditions. You only need relentless courage. You won't need every answer. You only need to take the next step. You are a living message, a divine memo to this planet that purpose walks in flesh and breathes through grit. That mission isn't found, it's forged. And destiny doesn't knock, it waits for you to kick down the door. So don't just act as if you're on a mission from God. Be the mission. Every step forward is a declaration that you're not done, that the voice inside you is louder than the noise around you, that the pull of your potential is stronger than the gravity of your past. And when the resistance rises, and it will, remember, pressure is not your enemy. It is the birthplace of legacy. It is where the ordinary become immortal. Let them doubt you. Let them question your motives, your strength, your worth. Because the more they talk, the more fuel you gain. Let their disbelief become your discipline. Let their silence become your soundtrack. You don't need to explain your calling to those who weren't called. You only need to walk it. And when the world watches in awe, when they ask how you rose, how you endured, how you turned dust into diamonds, you'll simply smile. Because you'll know you didn't do it alone. You answered a whisper that became a roar. You stepped into fire and came out forged. You acted like you were on a mission from God. And then you became the evidence that you were. The evidence is not in your words, it's in your walk. It's in your wake. It's in the fire that refuses to die every time you fall and rise again. So rise one more time. And don't stop. This is not the end. This is your elevation.